I'll call this meeting to order. It is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. It's 11:30 a.m. and we're here to review the USDA Broadband Technical Assistance Grant Contract. And I will turn it over to our grant administrator, Colleen.
Fantastic. So thank you. We went out to, let me back this up. So at the beginning of the year, we were awarded $80,000 through USDA through their technical assistance grants to do broadband planning in the county. The application that we submitted was to cover, to cover consulting and engineering. So once we had everything kind of lined out, had the communications with USDA, what we were doing, what they wanted us to do, and then had the contract signed by the commissioners and accepted, we started into going out to bid for the consulting and engineering services. I did put the RFP together that said if you want to bid on both of them, but really the engineering is dependent on what the consulting finds out. So it's a 2-year program, and we go through all the community outreach and do all of that. But I did put that in there in case there, and I sent it out to 5 different companies that had the opportunity to do both sides of that. So they could put in a proposal for the full $80,000, or they could piecemeal it out. And so in your packet that I sent, I did have the RFP. This was posted on the website. I directly emailed, again, that's a part of your packet, that I directly emailed each of the consultants that I had names for that have been working with Idaho and different communities, and I knew that they were open for business to be able to do this, because I don't have a whole lot of choices there. And then I did receive one question back from Tilson. We had to go through multiple emails to figure out who in Tilson was answering the questions, and they sent back a question on, the amount and some specifics on the RFP. Mm-hmm. But they did not respond to the RFP. The only one who actually sent in a response was Deborah Covey, and she has the DCM Management Consulting. And so that's a part of your packet that she sent back in a good response to that. Ran that by USDA. They were happy with that, the process. They were happy with the response back from Doug after all of this, and that was 9/16, is that they've reviewed the packet, the process, the contract, the whole 9 yards, and they're very happy with it. They could see no issues with there. I've also run this past Ben with the contracting, and so Ben's office did review the contract and did do some changes on that. That was sent back to Deb, and she's okayed that. So once we have signatures, then we'll get it completed from her, and we can begin the work.
Okay. Now this is a separate grant, right?
Correct. Yeah. This is USDA, and it was
for
80,000.
Okay.
Specific to broadband planning for the county. That'll position us for all the money that's coming open.
Okay. So this is for the money that this is for broadband in this area.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And we put together, and it's in the grant, the scope of it is holding public meetings, doing asset mapping, figuring out what infrastructure is here, how to tie into that, how to maximize it, get it to the Averys and the Murrays of the world, so that they can have the connectivity that is being required by just society to be able to function in today's world.
This is to further is it the B grant or whatever, or when the big grants that are coming in for the internet? Yeah.
So
it'll down all the fiber.
It'll tie into that. We've done quite a bit of pre-work on that. So NTIA just did approve Idaho's Volume 1 and Volume 2. And now they have another year to figure out what the project areas are. And that's kind of where everybody in the state is hanging in limbo, is they don't know what the project, how many for the geographic area that these project areas are going to be. And so it's been, we've all had the great conversations. And so basically Idaho is an informal coalition that we've all been working together, but we don't know what ISPs are available in those areas or what those areas look like, and how to really navigate that. So hopefully here soon they will have those done. Did get a notice from Ramon, it's this month, but I can't remember the date. IBAB will be meeting, and in theory they're going to be releasing the project areas. We'll see if they have those flushed out by then. But I know for a fact they're not doing geopolitical and they're not doing school district. So we don't know who we're going to be paired up with. Or it's going to be Kootenai, Bonner, or who.
Okay.
So yes, this specifically, it will work in conjunction with all the money. So the BEAD, it'll be probably about the same time, depending on how we get everything put together. In theory, could have some engineering done for that. The BEAD is kind of geared a lot more towards the ISPs rather than counties. Some of the drawback of the BEAD for the county is there is a letter of credit that has to be done. I'm not sure if they ended up taking that out. I have to go back and check on that. And that was prohibitive for most counties to do that because that's a very expensive and unnecessary process for a county. So it does appear to be more towards the ISPs. And so that's this. There's also some underlying conversations in some of the broadband groups that I'm with that there'll be different kinds of funding coming from USDA that do not have some of the restrictions. And so while the state did get $583 million, there's no way they're going to get fiber to every home in the state for that. For $583 million, if they hooked up Ada County and Canyon County, I'd be amazed.
Probably it would probably just this area would probably be a
original estimates to get the fiber laid into each home. There's like 7,600 sites in the county. The original estimate was $45 million just for Shoshone County. And that's aerial fiber. That's not trench. That's the hanging on the power lines.
It's aerial fiber.
Yeah, it's not even trench. So at that time, and I haven't gone back to look at what that looks like today, but at that time, trenching was about $150,000 a mile, and aerial was about $80,000 to $90,000 a mile. So huge difference.
Yes.
And in the meantime, I found some potential alternatives. We've been making some inroads with some partners that could really maximize those dollars and get us in a different place. And we've got a proof concept that I'm working on. We'll see if it works. So we could lead the way in that if that one comes through. So for today, it's just
this grant.
Yeah, we did go through the RFP process, and I apologize for dumping this all into one, but it all did just come together. So it was the RFP went out. We got one response. It fit all of the guidelines. USDA has approved it. It is
reviewed it, and
where it is a service. So this isn't a deliverable like doing construction. It's a consulting, and so she did put her cost per hour. It's $200 an hour. And in the grant, it was kind of a 50-50. It's $80,000 total, but it would be split between those two. So she did say that it would be around $8,600. I believe it'll probably be more than that, but I don't expect it to be more than the 20. So it still fits under that. And then the engineering will be the more expensive. However, I'm under the premise that consulting is going to be about 50% of the grant total. Well, I'll just say $40,000.
And this is for an extra $80,000 USDA grant for that. All right. I think it looks fine.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion to approve the consulting engineering services contract for the BTA grant from the USDA.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Fantastic.
Do you have any further questions, Commissioner?
No.
Do you have any further questions? Okay, we'll adjourn.